Hello.
Hello.
It feels like
Welcome.
It's been a long time.
I don't know. Has it been a long time? I feel
No,
like
it's only been 1.5 weeks, but it's been.
It's been long enough.
Yeah.
I think it feels long.
You've had important stuff happen to you.
Yes, you've also had important stuff happen to you in the form of taking a break.
Yeah, because we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about taking a few days off. And I think I said I want to take Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off. Mm-hmm. And I ended up doing that. And then Wednesday evening, I felt my shoulders start to relax. And I thought, perhaps I should treat myself to 2 more days of just not doing anything. Uh-huh. And so I did. And now I feel refreshed and like eager to play music.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's like the last time I tried to take a break was...
Alanna's looking everywhere trying to find...
I'm trying to find time. I want to say like June, I think I took time off, but I was supposed to take a week off.
And you only took a few days off?
Yeah, I only ended up taking like 4 days off which really only ended up being like 2 stream days because of the CBC voting thing.
Of course, okay, yeah, because there's always something.
Came back. There's always something.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 things actually. I got offered a front page slot, which was like one of those like 2-hour like specific slots. And then also got the CBC thing back. And so it was like a 1-2 punch of like, well, you were trying to take time off, but now it's not, doesn't really make sense. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't end up actually like taking time off because my plan was always like, I'm going to hit partner and then I'm going to take time off because it was such a like mental strain to get there. And then I just never did that. So now I'm going to take time off in October.
Nice.
I've decided.
Like 1 week or 2?
Like 1 or 2 weeks, I think.
Good.
And I want to do Songtober again this year.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of take the time that I'm not streaming and not working. Like all of my contracts will be up by then to like...
So focus on your crafts.
Focus on writing and stuff instead of focusing on streaming. But also just like chill. I just want to chill, man.
Yeah. I played so much Hollow Knight the past week. Have you played Hollow Knight?
I've played it and then I put it down for too long. I haven't finished it, but I don't remember how to play anymore. Yeah. So I think I have to start over.
With so many games. I think that happened to me in Witcher, where I tried to play The Witcher 3.
Witcher's the worst for that. I've done that like 3 or 4 times with Witcher. I'll get like right back into it.
I'm just going to go fix something and then a month later, how controls things are killing me. Okay, let's start
and then
over.
you're like, wait, my one sword does this, but my other sword does this, but also I have magic?
What was the combination for these runes? Yeah. So Hollow Knight was nice. I've almost finished it now.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's on my list of games that I would really like to finish, so maybe I'll do that.
Because I was sitting here thinking, I should probably stream this game because it's so good. Mm-hmm. Sort of like you haven't played Death's Door yet? Or?
No, so the day, it's funny because I think it was the podcast that just came out.
Yeah.
I mentioned that I was going to play Death's Door. We didn't that day. I ended up playing Astroneer with Kai Cobra. And it was a riot.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. It was very, very fun. I laughed extremely hard that day.
It was magical watching you guys play Astroneer, trying to figure out how to...
we just don't know anything, but
trying to figure out how to near and also Astro.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's good playing games with friends that... this is going to sound really dumb and obvious, but like it's nice to play games with friends that you've played games with before, like off stream, because you kind of already have a banter. So like Kyle and Danny, like What's the Plan, Jackie Chan, like I think their banter works so well because they were they already had that,
it's been distilled down over years. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. And like, Kai and I haven't known each other for years yet, but like we've played so much together on like other games that like we know how to banter off of each other and like we just slip into a really easy rhythm. So it was really really fun. But yeah, I would like to play Death's Door at some point.
Because I had the same experience with Death's Door as I had with Hollow Knight. Mm-hmm. Both very nice games. And someone came in during my stream of Death's Door saying you should try Hollow Knight. And yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
10 out of 10 would play again.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to try Death's Door. I'm excited to finish Hollow Knight. I would someday like to finish The Witcher. The Witcher's been this game that's like haunted me for a really long time.
Yeah,
because I've had it for years.
Yep,
and I just keep playing it and then putting it down and then playing it. But it's the thing that like there was a good period of time where all I wanted to play was like open world RPGs, like stuff where it was like I just want to sink into this. I just want to like get in and be in this world. And then I got super fatigued on them. And was like, I never want to play another game like that again.
There's so many side quests in Witcher. Like, I'm all for, like, a lush world full with content, but, like, the first area with the Butcher or the Red Baron, where you go, oh my, is this one area?
Yeah.
And then you're either over-leveled or under-leveled to go somewhere else.
Yeah. It's great, and, like, I do think it holds up. And
it's incredible,
It's continued to be good to play, even as it's aged, so... Yeah, I will play it. I will get there.
If our main gripe is that it's too much content, I guess it's a good game.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. It was the same way for me with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
that was a game that it's really good. The combat feels so good in that game. Like if you play it for anything, playing it for that combat and for the exploration is really cool. But it was so intimidating to me because it was another like, oh, here's this open world. I don't really have the time, the like mental fortitude to like jump myself into this other world. And it's like, but by the time I did, I was like, oh, yeah, I love this game. I knew I was going to love this game. This is a great game for me. The way I like to play games. And like it was frustrating. There's definitely some challenges in that game, some like optional challenges that like ooh, there were some moments of having to just put the controller down and walk away.
Have you tried the Ascent?
No, I don't.
I tried this because I bought Game Pass, Microsoft's Game Pass, and then you can try like there's like Spotify for games. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to play a game with my brother, and he has like a state-of-the-art computer. It will blow your socks off computer. He also it felt like playing the game in PowerPoint. That was the worst optimization I've ever experienced in a game. It was just lagging, both frame drops, and it was so weird.
That's
cool
horrible.
Mechanics. We played for 30 minutes and went, nope. No, we're done.
Jeez.
First time that ever happened.
I feel so bad for game devs just like all the time. Like working in games has just given me this like, because when a game comes out and it's like super buggy and everyone's so mad at the developer, at the games, and it's like, I promise you they didn't do this on purpose. No one wants to release a game that runs at 5 frames per second. No one is doing that to freaking like and scam you. Like
you thought it was gonna be good? We gotcha.
Oh, you thought you were gonna have fun? Like just spend like 5 years of my life working on this piece of garbage just to troll you.
Because there must be so many people working on games. I mean, if it's not like like Stardew Valley was just that dude. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if it's like a AAA game, the amount of people who put in hours into that, and just seeing Twitter up in arms.
Oh, absolutely. And then there's other games that I look at, and so I went to film school. I'm a musician and like professional like producer, and I work in video games. So like, you know, you're 3 places where normally you find like joy and relaxation. I'm stuck in this weird hellscape of like, let's overanalyze absolutely everything.
I wouldn't have done it like that.
It comes across our desk. It's not even like I would have done it better. It's a like noticing things that are lazy, like cut corners, I think is my biggest issue, is like, you know, especially working in audio. So I'm playing this very cute game. It's called Littlewood. People like to compare to Stardew Valley because it's like low stress, but it's really not like Stardew Valley. It's like a really weird like love child between like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley.
Okay.
And like Minecraft kind of.
Okay,
I don't know. It's very like, it's difficult to explain. But it's very relaxing. There's really no time limits. There's no like combat at all. Cool. And I've just been really enjoying it. It's just like a really nice experience. But every once in a while, it rains in the game. No. And there's no real mechanic to go with the rain because you don't like. It's not like Stardew where you have to like water your crops. Yeah. Like your crops just grow. It doesn't matter. So like on Stardew, like days, at least for me, days when it rains, you wake up, you're like, yes, it's raining. I don't have to water.
You hear
everything.
you hear because you hear the first thing in the morning.
Yeah. You can see it out the window, and you're like, yes, I can go do other shit today.
Time to go to the cave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But in this game, it like rain means nothing, and then the loop for the rain is not a perfect loop like the audio.
No.
So you can hear when it resets. I love this game so much. I've enjoyed it so much. And this stupid rain loop is like,
oh God.
Oh my God. Just like everything else is fine. Just fix this stupid rain loop. But it's things like that where it's like, I know too much. Theo. I know too much.
We've been watching, what's it called? Corridor Crew on YouTube.
I don't know what that
CGI artists who break down like bad and good CGI, and they also talk to like stuntmen and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that has sadly shattered the glass for me. When I'm now watching CGI going, that's CGI smoke. That's not a real fire. And it can be, sometimes it breaks the fourth wall on you. What's it called? The suspension of disbelief. Yeah. It's shattered. But it's like when I learned about the Wilhelm scream.
And now you just hear it everywhere.
Yeah, and as soon as you hear that, you go, oh, okay, yep, this is just a movie. You can be like, real tense moment, action, you're into the movie, and then you hear, okay, that's there we go.
We watched Rhea and the Last Dragon a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just a Disney, like, animated movie. The animation is gorgeous. The art is gorgeous. And there was some, like, the writing is a little all over the place and, like, some characters are very irritating. But the worst part of it for me was that the mouth movements didn't quite match the voiceover. But even to the point where, like, the voices didn't feel like they were in the character. Like, just the way that they were mixed. So, like, no matter where the characters were, the voices always sounded like they were, like you were listening to a podcast. Like they were just like in your head, kind of. So like they'd be like walking down like this big arched hallway and it's beautiful. And there's no reverb or reflections on the voice. There's no sense of space. There's just like voice.
Yeah.
And so it just made it really, and that for me was like the suspension of disbelief. Like I love animation and the animation was so gorgeous. Sure. But then like they start talking and you're like, why is this
Why does it feel like
right? Why do I feel like you're not that character? Like it's very strange. It's a very confusing thing. But once you notice it, you can't unnotice it anymore.
Yeah. It's like when things get desynced and you go, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Someone posted in your Discord today the thing, the educational movie that was filmed at 30 frame rates and then showed at 24. Yeah. So unsettling to see someone's mouth move like that and it's not synced to the audio.
Oh, it's so strange. And like we learned that trick in film school, and it's even more than 30 to 24. You film at twice the frame rate and then you slow it down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it creates this very cool, like fluid motion. It's really neat. It's a really neat trick, but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that it was all filmed like that. It was a good video. If you guys are wondering what we're talking about, you can check it out in my Discord.
Yes.
But or you can look up the video, which was called "If Educational Videos Were Filmed Like Music Videos."
There we go.
Something like that.
Yes, exactly that title.
Yeah. Wow.
By Tom Scott.
It.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just had to check
you can go watch it.
And there's also a surprise Dodie.
There is a surprise. I was like shook. I got to that part and I'm like, Dodie's in this video. That's so random.
She is something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She is. She is something. I like her quite a bit.
Is that one of your dream collaborators?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
We talked about this before, I think.
I think
you don't have that many degrees over to Dodie, though.
No, I don't. Yeah. I know I could put those pieces together pretty easily if I wanted to, but I'm terrified to do that.
Yeah, I see what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like her songwriting, and I really like her musicianship. And there are times when I can kind of see through the curtain and be like, okay, you're kind of doing the same trick over and over again, but like, it's such a good trick, so I don't care. It works.
It's a good trick. Just keep doing it. I'll be here every song to listen to that trick.
Yeah. Is there someone that you look to that is like super inspiring to you? Like there's always like, because of my single release, I've had to fill in like 1,000,001 interview questions at these points for like online blogs and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
Just being like, oh, who are you? What's your inspiration? Who inspires you?
Alanna?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. And so like, I've had to answer the question a whole bunch, but like, I don't know. I feel like you can always say like, oh, well, these like big artists.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But do you have any that are like, that you can kind of look at and say, oh, I could do what you're doing?
Wow. That made me look away from the screen because I got so flustered. I don't know. I don't think there's anyone who I think, oh, I could do that. I have so many.
It's not an insulting thing. Like, it's not like I'm saying like, oh, you know, you're not that impressive because I could do what you're doing. It's more like you could see yourself in their shoes. Like for me, that's very much like Dodie for me. Is I look at her and I'm like, you're inspiring to me because I can see myself being where you are.
If I could rephrase it as, I wish I could be the musician.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Then the tallest on earth. Noah Gunderson.
Yeah.
Jason Isbell.
Nice.
That kind of like songwriting with both technical skills and just incredible lyricism.
Yeah.
That would be my my go-to. I think that's my current, like Ryan Adams as well. Mm-hmm. That's that kind of
a good list.
That's
a good list of people. Yeah, totally. I think we like briefly talked about people that inspired us last time.
I think we did. Yeah.
That's okay. But
this was a different phrasing of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you had company. Speaking of the person who you streamed with as well, or
yes, yeah,
segue.
He came and stayed with us for a week, which was really nice.
Yeah,
it's the first time I've spent significant amounts of time with someone that I've met on Twitch.
Yeah,
because I've met Rame, we sang together. I met Andy. But never for like long, like
just like one gig.
Yeah. So it was nice. It was nice to just like hang out, and kind of wild, you know, kind of crazy to think that like we've become really good friends.
Yeah.
And we don't live in the same country.
Yeah, that's also
and that's wild, you know. Like I feel the same way about you. Like I feel like at some point we will meet and we will sit and we will chat for hours without recording it just by accident, and it'll feel totally normal. And like that's a wild thing to wrap your head around.
Yeah, we've been planning Canada. Me and the wife going over.
Oh, really?
It'll be so much fun.
Yeah,
we've been longing to go to Canada
welcome
for a while.
anytime.
Yeah. I'll be there. Just
okay, sick. I mean, I have plans later, but like,
it would be so much fun coming over and hang out with you. Oh my god! When I was watching you and Kai perform together, my heart sank. Yeah. Full disclosure, I also had a few beers before tuning into that. So I was sitting going, "Oh my god, this is so good! Oh, I love this."
It's the affectionate stage of
exactly.
Yeah. I feel that.
I also met a fellow Twitch streamer in Sweden for drinks a week ago. That was a lot of fun. So he's called Jackson, and he speaks Swedish, and he streams IRL stuff. So he goes around with his backpack and his camera, and he hangs out and he meets people.
Oh, that's very cool.
He's a wonderful dude. So friendly. I could never be that friendly. Well, it's a different personality, like. And it was so much fun just hanging out with him. And we had mead first, and then we went and had burgers and beers, and then we had some more beer, and then we had more beer and shots. And he streamed the whole endeavor. I think we were for like 6 hours.
Really?
It was so much
wild.
Fun. It was. I drank less than I would have on a regular night with friends, just trying to.
Being aware of the.
I'm still on camera.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun.
Was it like weirdly exhausting knowing that you were still kind of performing?
It was super weird for like the first hour. like trying to be, because you feel like you're on.
Yes.
And like you have to perform, and then it comes out. People just want to see people hang out and interact in a natural way. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the night, we'd forgotten about the camera.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And I guess like that is kind of the goal, that you just end up not thinking about it anymore.
Yeah. Sort of like what we do when we're streaming from home. Mm-hmm. That you're just so used to the camera and the chat that you go, oh, yep, this is just a normal thing now.
Yeah.
Which I did not feel yesterday when I started streaming again after the hiatus of a week. Just 1 week. And I felt like, how do I read chat and play at the... How do I... Because I played a gig on Sunday as well. Mm-hmm. I was on the same boat that I've been here in Malmo. And it was...
Was it nice?
It was wonderful. Everyone was over 60 years old. So it was like not a gentleman's club, but like Freemasons.
Okay.
What are they called? Like a society thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know what Freemasons are.
Not Freemasons, but a different society.
That kind of idea. Yeah.
And they brought along their spouses. And it was wonderful. And they were all super duper nice and cheerful and just... And I played a repertoire like based on their age. Mm-hmm. So I played a lot of Simon and Garfunkel. And one of the ladies came up to me in the break and went, my sister bought the essential Simon and Garfunkel when I was 14. And this brought me right back to that moment. Thank you so much. And I went, holy, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for personal interaction.
Yeah.
I've been starving for that. And there was one dude who they said, oh, he's a big music lover. I thought, how big of a music lover is he? He went to in 2019, he went to some operas. Would you dare a guess on how many operas he went and saw? In 1 year?
How many operas are there?
So I can give you like a tell that he went to Gothenburg, Italy, and New York to see operas.
Oh wow!
So at least 3.
Yeah, I mean at least 3. I'm gonna guess like 9.
48.
Holy crap!
That was exactly my reaction as well.
Like different operas,
I think
or like
saw
the same show multiple times.
I think he saw the same opera, different casts in different cities. So I should really know some operas. This is how...
I don't... Can you name 3 operas? I think I can name 2.
None. Troll Flute? No, that's not a thing. By Mozart? Is that an opera? No.
The Magic Flute?
Carmen? Is that an opera?
Oh, Carmen is an opera, yeah. The Magic Flute is an opera.
Is that by Mozart? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aida?
With the lady that sings insanely high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother could sing like that when he was a kid.
Wow.
My parents heard that from his bedroom and went, what is happening? And then, because dad brought back a tape of that from Austria. And my brother was conducting his pet, or his stuffed animals.
Aww.
So he was singing and holding
Have I told you what my dad's favorite story of me when I was a kid that is very similar to your brother's story?
I don't think I've heard this.
But with one key different component. So my dad's like favorite story, if he wants to try and embarrass me, but it doesn't embarrass me clearly because I tell the story myself. Yeah. But I was like 3 or 4 years old or something. And like, I've always been very independent. I like to like play by myself. And like, I was an only child for 8 years or so. Oh. And I was very much like to myself always. But my parents would check in on me and they'd be like, hey, Lana, like, what are you doing? And I would always say nothing. And then they'd be like, okay, she's fine. Yeah. But out of nowhere one day, like they hadn't asked me, they just hear from my room, just nothing. My parents are like, so my dad walks into the room. I am butt naked, singing to my like audience of stuffed animals.
Oh, that is incredible.
And I have like a tiny like toy like piano, and I'm like plinking on it.
Even then, back then, that was how it started.
Like my dad's favorite story to tell.
Is that what you quote when people ask, when did you get into music? Well, 3 years old.
Well, yeah. I was into a much more risque performance. I'm going gonna save that. I guess I was gonna say I'll save it for my OnlyFans, but I guess not anymore.
Yeah.
Because that whole thing is blowing up.
Also, yeah. Holy. It's a weird, it's a wild time to be alive.
Isn't it though?
There's so much happening.
There is so much happening. You were going to say something, I feel.
DM'd you about that last week that I wanted to play because I saw people beta testing Diablo 2, The Resurrection.
Yeah.
And going, oh, I want to play that. Why? Oh, okay, because Blizzard sucks. Yeah, I can't. I remember the time when you loved Blizzard.
Yeah.
And
I used to love Blizzard.
I love old Blizzard, yeah.
Yeah. Old Blizzard. I like Blizzard pre-Activision,
yeah.
I think.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Is like my main thing always, but it is a wild time. It's been a really challenging summer, I would say. I would like
it's been it's been
a really challenging year and a half.
Yeah, and the culmination of this summer has been
but this summer has been a
clown
lot.
Fiesta.
Oh my god. Between
there's so much it feels like every day there's something new happening where you go,
every day.
What is
every day? We had the newest wave of DMCA strikes at the beginning of the summer, and the having to delete the VODs and stuff on Twitch. There was now there's the OnlyFans thing, that's all going down. Then the Blizzard accusations. Now there's also Riot stuff that's happening. There's the hate raids on Twitch now, which is just horrible and reprehensible. It's been a time. It's been
here's to a healthy autumn.
Oh, please. You know what I want?
Do you have your bingo card
Theo?
set for autumn, for fall?
I want a boring autumn. Can we just have a really boring autumn where things are just
where people are just friendly? Like a Mr. Rogers. Yeah.
Yeah, everything is just fine. I want success, but I want it to be calm.
Yes. Just
yeah. I just want to hang out.
Pumpkin spice latte and yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm so excited.
And I'm all here for the fall. I love the fall.
Yeah.
It's favorite season.
Me too. You can
get a takeaway coffee, go to the park, and just walk with a jacket.
Yeah.
Oh.
So good. I love that.
A
little bit
older than 70 years old. I just want a calm spring or a calm fall.
That's all I want. I want a calm fall. Please.
Yeah.
That's gonna be October.
Oh, that's so good.
Excited.
Good for you. I'm so proud of you for taking that decision.
Thank you. I am currently finishing the tracks for the vinyl.
Yeah.
I am so close, but it comes out on the 30th. All the music comes out on the 30th, so that's
for you listening.
Very, very
today
soon.
is 24th of August.
Yes. Today is Tuesday, the 24th of August. So it comes out on the 30th, so 5-ish days from now, 6-ish days from now. But I have a whole bunch of other stuff to do in between now and then, so I've just been trying to get as much done every day as possible, and trying to be really calm about it.
Okay,
calm is just the word of the day. I don't think calm is the word I'm looking for here. I'm just trying to be
relaxed. No.
Yeah. I'm trying not to put pressure on myself for it to be this the most amazing thing ever. It's gonna be good.
That is good.
Yeah. But it's just, if I sit down and I expect to make it perfect and expect it to be this big amazing thing, it's never going to be there, and I'm just never going to get it to a place that I'm happy with. So I'm trying to learn how to be more allowing, I guess, and accepting of okay, this is as far as I've gotten.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
That is super.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get that done. Yeah. And that's going to be just the biggest weight off my brain. That's been weighing on me.
And then you have September to wind down. And then you have some vacation in.
I have a contract to finish up in September.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be too stressful. I have a bunch of stuff to finish for them But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm doing I guess I can talk about it now because I've got the job, but I'm doing some sound design for a game that's already out called Skullgirls. It's a fighting game, and I'm doing some of the sound design for their newest character
cool.
That's coming out. Yeah. So it's kind of terrifying because the game already exists. So it's like they already have like the release dates, the character. It's all like.
But has it been released? It has been released.
No.
Oh, okay.
The game has been released, but the character has not been released yet.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
They announced it, but they haven't like released it yet. So that's happening at some point. But like they've given me like firm deadlines. And so it's rare that I have like super solid deadlines, especially ones that are like really fast.
Is that something you enjoy?
It's cool. Yeah. Deadlines or sound design?
But deadlines. Do you perform well under like, I need to have this done and ship this by this date?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Which I think is why. Oh my God. Yeah. This is why I'm 5 days to my vinyl coming out, and now I'm like cramming it all in. Is because I work on it. I'll work on it like a little bit. Yeah. And then I'll put it away for ages. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I've already done a bunch of work on that. And then I'll reopen the file and I'll be like, fuck. Yeah, I've not done half as much as I thought I had.
It's sort of like packing for a move where you go, I don't own that much stuff. And then, oh my God. Do we need things? Do we need boxes for all these things?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. So having a deadline is great. Just having that like push to be like, okay, I'm going to just sit down and get this done right now. And like the vinyl, it's funny because the vinyl I'm so stressed out about. I did this to myself, Theo. I gave myself this deadline.
Yep, I know.
This no one else. Just me.
Farm to table anxiety.
Farm to table anxiety. I put these things to myself, but anyway.
You'll be grateful for that after the project has passed. You'll be very happy.
Oh yeah.
It's just a lead up now to where it's.
Yeah, I have one song left basically.
Oh.
To finish, and the only thing to do for it
just need to record vocals, guitar, piano, bass, drums.
No, it's worse than all of that. I got someone to actually record real drums for me, Theo.
Oh.
Real drums.
Real drums.
And now I have to mix them. And it's fine. I can do that. It's just like I haven't had to do that before because it's always like electronic drums, stuff that already has some sort of processing on it. So these just like very raw recordings, I'm like kind of coming into being like, okay.
Here we go. You got this. Yeah. Are you going to ghost pep talk to yourself? Okay, we got this. Let's,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, we're going to do this. Okay,
we're going to hustle this. Go. Yeah. Did you hire is it someone you know who plays drums, or did you go like the Fiverr
someone
routes?
From Twitch, actually.
Oh. Is it Mr.
A fellow by the name of Andrew Core.
Andrew Core.
Yes. He's fantastic, and he did a really amazing job and turned it around so fast for me, which is amazing. And like I paid him for it as well, which he was initially like, no, don't pay me. And I'm like, I'm paying you.
I'm paying you. This is happening. Yeah.
So it was cool. He was super, super great to work with, and I'm happy to, credit him on this. And yeah, but I have to mix it now. It's fine. It'll be okay. Everything will be fine.
Speaking of deadlines and being paid for stuff, have I told you this story about my? I'm not a wise man, so my brother's friend, a friend of my brother's friend, reached out to me 1 week before Midsummer and said, this was a few years ago, and said, we're having a wedding on Midsummer, and our musician backed out because he can't cope with the pressure. Could you take over the gig? And I went, sure. Like, here are some songs I know that would fit. And he went, no, we want you to play like the march, like the first song. And he wanted us to play Firehouse When I Look Into Your Eyes, which is like a very 80s ballad.
Yeah.
So this was on Friday, and he said, "Can we meet on Monday, and then we could hear what you've done with the song?" And I went, "Sure." So I spent all of Saturday and Sunday listening to that song, getting into my system, and then I met with him, and then he asked me for my quota. And since I'm a bumbling fool, I thought I can't like price gouge this dude because it's 1 week before his wedding.
Yeah.
I don't want to go like, yeah, you have to pay me extra. So I said, if you pay me $50, because this is so short notice, I just want
$50.
And he said, dude, that is completely unreasonable. I'll pay you a minimum of $200.
Yeah.
He had the good decency, because I was just, how do you charge someone 1 week before their wedding? They only have 1 week. But it was a fun gig. They were wonderful. We still keep in touch. They sent me.
That's nice.
And they sent me a thank you. That is also one of the greatest things, getting thank you cards from weddings. Mm-hmm. I keep them on a shelf.
I've done a few weddings, and there's someone who, I don't know where she found me in the first place, but I'm just like on her roster of like live musicians that could get hired for gigs.
Good
and so every once in a while
she'll
send me an email and be like, hey, here's this gig at this thing. They want XYZ. Like, are you in? And I'm like, I haven't been able to do it in forever, because she asked last year during COVID, and I was like, I'm not going to do anything live until this is under control.
Good.
And then she actually offered me a gig last weekend, but Kai was here. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. But it is nice to be on a roster. Weddings are just a lot of stress for me. It's just a lot of pressure. I think I would be more comfortable now. Like, have
you primarily played like
5 or 6 weddings now, but
during the ceremony or the reception?
Usually it's during the ceremony. Yeah. So I've done a combination of things. So I've done the ceremony, and the ceremony is, I don't know. I was going to say maybe more or less pressure, but I think everything about it is pressure. Because you're either responsible.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you're either responsible for like their perfect moment.
Yeah, and there's no do-overs. There's no false start. There's nothing.
There's no fixing it. Or you're responsible for like the vibe and keeping the guests entertained. Yep. Or you're responsible for like their first dance moment.
Yeah.
So it's all a bunch of different circumstances. But I do have, our friends were supposed to get married last year, and they didn't get married because of COVID. Yeah. They're getting married now in October, and they've asked me, so they asked me before to play a song for their first dance, and now they've asked me to do it for their like new date of their wedding. So I'm gonna do it for them, and I'm excited. But it's a very cute. It's a cute little song that I've already played before.
Can you spell which song it is? Or is this secret?
Yeah, it's the song from The Wedding Singer.
Grow Old With You?
Yeah, Grow Old With You.
That is a wonderful song.
So it's going to be super cute. Aw, see? That's so nice. Yeah, so it'll be cute. But then my other friends are getting married next year. Oh. And they have requested that I write a song for their first dance.
That is...
Which is...
an undertaking.
Terrifying.
Are they really close?
To me? Or to each other?
Let's go with yes. Do you know them really well? Like, could you write?
I do know them really well.
So you have like information, so you could write a song about it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think the hardest part,
think about a bespoke wedding song for their first dance. Oh,
but like somehow it's like easier and harder at the same time, because on one hand you want to make it personal, and like I knew him before I knew her, and I've been through watched their entire relationship.
Knew him,
but like I've watched their whole relationship. I've known them, so I have a lot of context, but they also are just down for something that's like hella cheesy, and like it's so easy to write super cheesy songs, and that's what they want. So I'm kind of like, you know what, I'm just gonna lean in. We're just gonna lean in on the cheese, and it's gonna be cute and disgustingly cheesy. So
ain't no party without Havarti, as they say.
Hey. I don't think I've ever never heard anyone say that before. I like
you're the first.
Wait, I have to write that down. That's 100% the name of this episode. Oh, frick.
There you go. That's the scene. I knew him before he met you. Jeez. Perfect.
This is episode 9, Theo.
This is incredible. That is wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
9.
It's amazing. And somehow it feels like more and less all at the same time.
Yeah. We've been scooting around a certain topic now.
I know.
And I'm very curious to hear about your experiences with being on the front page of Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
So it's funny because we talked about your experience, and so I kind of knew what was coming, but I think I understand why it's so difficult to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
Because we prefaced it when we talked about your experience, but like I'm going to preface it again for mine, is that like I am infinitely grateful to have had this opportunity, and I am so thankful to have been able to do this. But it's a really weird mental journey, let me tell you.
It's something else. Yeah. Yeah.
I think for me, it was net positive. We didn't have too many trolls. We had a number of trolls,
of course,
but not too many. Mostly like complimentary.
Yeah.
Lots of new follows, lots of views, lots of subs too. Like it was net positive, absolutely. Yeah, cool. But I think for me, it was not knowing, because the way that it's kind of presented to you is like it's going to be this many, like 5 to 9 days.
Yep.
But that's not explained what that means.
Nope.
That we don't know. And like I haven't streamed since Friday. Tonight is my first time streaming since then. I assume I'm not going to be on the front page, but it is entirely possible that I am. And that not knowing for me is the worst. Like It's that like you're kind of sitting in your space, and like for me, my stream is such a safe space for me. Like there's such a place in my head that exists that is streaming, and like space. It's this and like it's this room and it's where I am, but like it's like a mind space. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. And like I kind of know, like, okay, we could get trolls, that's fine. We could get raided, even if it's a large number. I'm used to it. That's totally fine. We could just have a quiet, chill night. That's fine. I'm prepared for certain variables, but it's difficult to be prepared for, like, at some point we might end up on the front page, and we might be playing music for 6,000 people. And there's going to be no warning, and there's going to be no time to prepare anything, and you're just going to have to, like, take your safe space and make it not so safe. And I think that that's just like a really difficult thing mentally to juggle.
It's hard to grasp the how many 6,000 people are. Yeah. Even if they're not all in there, and there might just be on like the front page of Twitch, just have the browser open, but still, like the leap from 150 people to 6,000, making your brain realize.
Yeah.
And even like 600 people is a lot of people. 1,500 people is still a crazy amount of people.
So many people, and so it's very difficult, and it's very difficult to keep a hold of that and to try and be normal, and like what you said about trying to stay true to your community while also welcoming in the new people is a huge thing that I was thinking about a lot. I think partially because we talked about it, but also because it just comes naturally. It's like, I'm seeing requests come in from people who've never even been to the music section of Twitch before. Yeah. I want to play them their requests, of course, before I'm playing the requests for the people that are in my stream all the time, like, because I want them to feel special and I want them to come back and I want them to see that interaction is real. And that makes me feel bad because I'm like I'm bumping other people's requests around. And I didn't do it every time, but it was just like, you know, if someone new came in and they'd already been in for like 15, 20 minutes, they had a request halfway down the queue, I'd probably bump it up a few slots to say like, okay, like, I appreciate you sticking around, waiting for this to happen. Like, you know, I'm not like instant gratification like that. Yeah. That's going to set up a bad precedent for the future.
Pine has told me like I'm like a drug dealer where I give the first one for free and then
yeah. And then everyone after that. But like it was a lot, period. And I'm excited to go back to normal. I'm scared to go back to normal.
Sweet summer child. Yeah.
I know. I messaged Theo last week. Yeah. And I said, like, were you ever scared to go live because you'd be worried that it was over? And he's like, oh, yes.
Yeah. Both. I can't wait until we go back to normal, and I never want this to end.
Yes. Yeah. It's exactly that. Yeah. It's both. And I think a lot of it is because, you know, neither of us are super focused on our numbers. We both have the advantage of already being partnered, so we don't have to be super concerned about that. We're not like vying for sponsorships or anything now.
Nice.
And so like we don't really have to worry about it. But even when we're not worrying about it, we're still aware of it. And so kind of having that like boost from the front page meant that you just you can't think about it. You did something that just isn't you like. It's impossible to look at those numbers and see anything other than like, oh, well, it's front page. So.
Oh my, yeah. I still have people who stuck around since front page.
That's amazing. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah.
We got a lot of new people from front page.
Hope. Yeah.
Who said it nicely.
That's great. Yeah. That makes me really happy. Because, I think that there is a lot of shared community within the music section. We've talked about that before, but so one of this Twitch staff, the same one who reached out to both of us, he also messaged me being like, hey, like you should be pushing Twitch Prime subs more often. Oh. Because people on the music side apparently don't use their Twitch Prime subs as often as people on the gaming side do. Oh. But my kind of counterpoint to that is that I'm sure that they are getting used, but if there's, because once you're kind of in the music section and you're invested in it, you're going to have a few people that you frequent within the music section. You only have one Prime sub, so you can only give that to one person, and it expires at the end of every freaking month, so you have to go back and re-up it. It doesn't just re-up automatically. So it's like, I'm sure that there are people that their Prime sub has gone to you, it's gone to me, it's gone to Richard, it's gone to Matty, Greg, to Matty, like it's gone all over the place because it's the same person. I would say there's a pool of about maybe 150 to 200 people that are shared between our communities. Maybe more, maybe like 250 people. Yeah. And they don't show up every time, but I would say that they
frequent all of us. Yeah.
They frequent all of us, right? And so they can't give their Prime sub to every single one of us. And so,
but I think
I've started to try and talk about it a little bit more.
Have we talked about what a Prime sub, for those of you listening? I'm guessing those who are listening knows what Prime is. But if you perhaps by happenstance come across this episode, a Prime sub is included with, if you have Amazon Prime, for one, you can connect your Twitch account to Amazon Prime, and then you have one free subscription per month. Yep. I've been trying to say this more as well during streams.
Yeah. I added the widget so that people can click on it. And it is working. I think I've just I'm very grateful for the front page for multiple reasons. But I do have, it's not really a spicy take. It's kind of a sad take, if I'm being honest. It's a bit of a sad take.
Spice.
Sad spice.
What's the saddest?
That's my true identity. So, I think that I'm very grateful for the little bit of an ego boost I got from the front page. Yeah. I've been very up and down over the last few months in terms of like confidence and feeling good about myself and my music and all of that stuff. And so to kind of be on the front page and have people be very like loving and be very like, just, it's the people that come in and they're blown away immediately. You know, the people who just come in and just say the nicest things.
Didn't someone
and
call you Ariana Grande?
Someone did call me Ariana Grande.
But you're better than
and
Ariana
they've
Grande.
come back. They've come back multiple times. They found my YouTube and also commented. They're like, I mean what I said. Like,
wow.
Like stuck with that Ariana Grande bit forever.
That's perfect.
But there was a lot of other like really, really nice comparisons and like really kind words. And I think I needed that. I think my like soul needed that as a reminder, as a bit of a sign that like, you know what, you are good. You are doing something that is right. And it's good for you to continue to push. And so like, I think of all of the things, I'm really grateful for that. Those moments where like people come back and where we have new community members that continue to come back, and that means the world. And then having the new people that come in and are like blown away without really even knowing that much about me means a
just
lot.
Face
like
value
that first
of
impression
your
is really
skills.
nice. Yeah.
That's
exactly.
incredible.
There's something about that just feels really good.
That would be the equivalent of walking past a bar and going, "Holy shit, what a singer!"
Yeah, exactly.
And walking and going,
exactly.
"Oh, I must stay here."
Yeah. There was one day that was just so wonderful where so many people came in and they were like, I'm just going to hang out for the rest of my workday. These are the vibes I didn't know I needed. Like, just like saying stuff like that, which was just so nice. And so like that energy, I think is the best part of it. I don't think, and this is the sad spice, is that I don't think it's something that is sustainable on such a consistent basis, being on the front page like that. No. I think it's, I think like, well, I mean, you've had troubles with mental health since getting off the front page. I know that I'm hitting that point as well. Like even just while I was there, like this like weird residual anxiety kind of follows you around, and it's very difficult to grapple with, I think, at least for me, because it's like, I wanted this so badly. Everyone does, you know, and you look around, you're like, everyone does. Like, there's people that have messaged me in the past being like, how did you do it? Like, how did you get there? Like, what did you do? It's like, well, nothing. But
old dumb luck.
But I feel bad that I'm here and you're not here, you know, like I don't have an explanation for you. And so like you have that gratitude and you have that, you know, you're happy that this happened. Freaking fire alarm. Oh my God. But you're also at the same time like laying in bed, having anxiety dreams, not knowing, like I felt like because they didn't say if it was number of streams or number of days in a row. And so every single day I felt like I had to be streaming because I had to be making the most of this opportunity. And then while I'm streaming, I'm like, I have to be on my game. I have to be doing the best version of every single thing that I've done because I need to make sure that this opportunity doesn't go to waste.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable, man.
Brain. Yeah.
Literally.
Like squeezing your brain like a sponge. Go, there's more. Get out.
Yeah. And just feeling like you're a fool if you don't make use of every single second of that.
I thought I'd stream like weekends as well, and then I realized no, that would be I would have crashed and burned earlier.
Yeah. But like how has it been? I know, so like full disclosure, you've been having some difficulty with your mental health. We talked about it earlier. Do you think that it is in part because of the roller coaster that has been the last couple of months? I mean, I know there's personal stuff as well.
I've been unsteady before the turbulence of front page, and then that has like whipped up some other things. But yeah, of course, that whole like stressful event of having 3,000 new people coming in saying hello, perform the best you can, and you're sitting there thinking, I don't have the interactions that I should have with so many people watching. I should have had more interactions. When your old brain goes, but you had this opportunity, you could have done better with it. Thank you, comparison beast. I could count on you.
Yeah, for
But
real.
now I realize that I have the best job in the world. These few days that I took off, just looking at things in perspective, because I've been so caught up in and this has felt like my living room has felt like the office in a little tiny box the clown is in. And now it's just more of I can do whatever I want. Because after front page, as I was doing things production-wise on stream before that, and then I didn't want to scare away people with doing production things. And now I can do whatever I want, and that's a very nice feeling to get back to.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking for, I was just kind of settling into doing the gaming streams and really enjoying that. But then also, I want to do some sound design streams really badly. I think that'd be really cool.
So cool.
There's a couple of little projects that I want to take on just for fun. So, yeah, it's I don't know. I'm very grateful for it. I think my kind of conclusion for people that might be listening to this that are very jealous of the people that have gotten on the front page, if you haven't had the opportunity to be on the front page yet, I get it. I get the jealousy, and I get that it is a really incredible opportunity, but I would say be patient. It might come your way. You're not doing anything wrong necessarily. You just have to keep trekking on, but enjoy the freedom that you have with where you are for real. Enjoy that feeling, because it's very strange. For me, it was just the not knowing. It was the just starting stream and being like, okay, maybe it's going to happen. Maybe it's not going to happen.
I had my mods tell me if we were on front page. And then Bucky would screenshot the first front page and go, yep. And then the cock the sipping emote going, yep. Seems to be some audience.
It would be, they would post in being either we're back on, or they would post Ghost would message me and just be like, there are 5K people in here. And I'd be like, okay. Cool, thanks. Great.
Because the thing is also that it changes because it's in rotation on the carousel.
Yeah.
So you're not on the front page all the time. And then sometimes you are, and that's the fluctuation. And also there can be 3 or 4 musicians on the front page at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
I would 100% do it again, though.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, that's the thing. It's I would do it again. I'd definitely do it again. But I think I would maybe ask for more clarification now, or at least I would go back in knowing more than I did this time.
If I could turn back time, if I could have my in a perfect scenario of front page, you would get 2 weeks notice. So in 2 weeks you have 1 week of front page. Yes. And then you could just go, okay, I'm gonna do 1 week. I'm gonna have a program. I'm gonna fix all this, and then I'm gonna take a break after that.
Yes.
And then
exactly.
you go, okay, I have until this day, and then I'm just gonna sleep. I'm gonna do
Yeah. Even just to know, I would almost rather it be okay, here is your week between this time, and then that's it. Because I think the break is a really good point, is that knowing when you're done and knowing that you can set time aside for yourself to be okay, I'm going to stop now because it's kind of over. I think I would 100% do it again. I do obviously I kind of hope that we are still on the front page when I stream tonight. That would be nice. But if we weren't, that's also fine. I'm happy either way. I just wish I knew. I just want to know. That's the conclusion.
But you don't feel the need to message the Twitch staff either, right?
No.
Because I know you asked me, why don't you just message him? Because I'm partly hoping that he or she forgot about me.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Let's just leave it in rotation. I won't say a word.
Yeah, I just did good enough, so they're just going to keep me on for a while longer. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll be curious. I'll fill you in. I'll let you know.
I'll be there tonight.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been really positive, but really, really genuinely
You
exhausting.
are aware that you are an extremely talented musician, right?
Oh, thank you.
I just wanted to make sure that you know that you are like such an amazing instrumentalist and vocalist, and just
Gosh.
you're yeah. Because I was thinking about this the past week, how spoiled we are hanging out with all these wonderful. Because when you're in a town, like an open mic night, there aren't that much talent usually at an open mic night.
Yeah, it's true.
But now you are set against the top of the streamer world.
Yeah.
That is, and you're killing it. Because you're that talented.
Thanks.
So
Yeah, I mean,
food for thought.
I appreciate that. I mean, obviously, like right back at you. Like you are doing really well. You have done exceptionally well. You did well faster than I did well. Like your.
Okay. Yeah. I also stream more.
What is the word that I am looking for?
Graph?
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing
Swedish
this thing
man
with my
helps with
hand
words.
that looks like I'm making a graph. That's why graph was the question. You can decide what that looks like for yourself. But there's a reason why that is. Like, because you got your shit together and
I
you're
streamed. That's
very
why.
fantastic.
Thank you. I'm also very good at handing compliments.
I mean, you're the only one who got to see my like squished up face. So
I'm better at handing the compliments. Greg and Leash. Oh, that was a very bad pun. There's a finger in the air. Is it a fire alarm?
no, it's drilling. I'm surprised you
drilling?
can't hear it.
Oh no.
It has stopped.
Alanna has had a day. There's been maintenance, fire alarms, drilling.
There were people in my house. People
Alanna, you
came
live
in my
there.
house and changed my air conditioning filter. Yeah, there's a lot going on today. I have to go to my grandfather's house today to decide if there's anything I want. Which is a really
weird, not strange, not weird,
experience. My fire alarm.
But
I'm
guessing it's sort of like a band-aid situation as well. But even though it might be quick, it might feel good that it's been taken care of, and it's just not like a festering.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. I'm very excited to stream tonight because today is gonna be intense, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
On like an emotional sense. So my grandfather's still alive, but he has dementia and was moved to a home a few weeks ago. I guess about a month ago. That seems crazy, but I guess it was about a month ago now. Because he couldn't stay in the house on his own anymore.
Yeah.
And so we, hired a nurse to stay with him, and it was kind of now beyond her pay grade. Having to deal with him, but he's a stubborn old German man and did not want to leave the house that he built. Like when he immigrated to Canada, he built that house himself. He bought the land and built the house. And the house is hilarious because his wife was 5'0", like she was tiny. And so he built the whole kitchen in proportion to her so that so all the counters are really low so that it was comfortable for her to use them.
That's amazing.
But like it's just sweet. Like it's really sweet. But we finally had to move him out, and it was a really heartbreaking situation, and now they're gonna sell this house that he built that my dad grew up in, that all of his siblings grew up in, that like I lived there for the first like 8 years of my life. There's like a barn on the property that's like a renovated barn, and that's where I grew up for
Was that
for
where
a while.
you sung for your teddy bears?
Yes, that is where that is exactly where that is. Yeah. So kind of going through and walking around there is going to be a bit of a weird experience today. But it makes me like, this is what I mean by like my stream being a safe space.
It is, yeah.
I don't want to come off as ungrateful ever at all for, oh my God, the drilling.
No, I heard it.
Yeah, it's great. Today's a weird day, but I don't want to come off as ungrateful for the front page stuff because I am really grateful for it. But for me, my stream is such a place of refuge from everything else, and it always has been. And so, you know, like a day like today, I'm going to go and deal with something that is going to be very emotionally heavy and taxing, and I'm excited to come home and eat dinner and then sit with my Twitch family and play music and listen to them tell their stories and deal with my emotions through song and through singing, and having that be on the front page with thousands of strangers is a very different experience. You know, it's like letting a whole bunch of people into your house.
Your diary,
And that's fine when you're, you know, prepared for that. And I am prepared for that. If it happens tonight, because I don't know, I have to be prepared for the unexpected. But it's more that, like, the people that come in tonight are just going to have to be aware that this is the mood that is happening. Yeah. This is a safe space, and my mods are going to know that. And, you know, that's just going to be kind of the setup for the evening, because it's what I need. It's my therapy. It's my, you know, so it's a weird, I think that kind of sums up better than I said before, kind of how I feel about the front page stuff. Is that, like, I love it, and I would like to continue to do it and continue to have those new people and the numbers, and it's all very exciting, but it's also, there's this feeling of, like, this is my safe space, and I want to know when I need to put up the walls in my safe space. You know, I need to know when I need to pull the knives out and be ready to defend it. You know, or know when I can kind of let my guard down just a little bit. So today's gonna be a lot. That's okay. Yeah, no problem. It's someone sent me a ridiculously wonderful message on Patreon last week, and just brought me to tears.
Wow.
It was just so lovely, just thanking me for meaning more to people than I know that I do, and for sharing things and being open. And she said that, you know, not a lot of people are willing to talk about certain things that I am willing to talk about, and that it makes people feel less alone and less, I don't know, distant. If that makes sense. But so it meant a lot. But so I'm happy to share.
The little messages that you get is, because I also get, like, stuck or caught in thinking this is just not a job, but, and then people reach out and go, thank you for making my mornings or workdays better. Going, wow, thank you. I was just sitting here playing guitar. I would have been doing that anyway, but thank you so much for. And then when people spend their time, like, with you, it's incredible. And the people willing to share their lives and talk, and
knowing that you make an impact, I think it's huge.
And it's such a weird job, or a weird kind of living. Just you're playing on the internet in front of strangers that you've made friends with. And you're playing songs and you're laughing, and then you're suddenly breaking down into tears, and you have, like, heartfelt moments. And this is all, like, how I can't even wrap my head around that we have the ability to do, or the possibility to do that, and that people tune in for. That is what I'm grateful for, and building this whole thing, and the people. I'm now pointing towards Alanna, but the friends you make along the way, and how much bigger the world is now for me.
Yeah, the world. I feel like the world is bigger and smaller at the same time. In a really strange way. It's very cool. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful that people can come to us and find refuge, you know, and find something that makes them feel better.
I'm thinking also, like, a place of consistency, or continuity. That it's always the same thing. I mean, not the same songs, might be the same songs, but there's always, like, a sense of, like, this is what's happening. There's no gimmicks, quote unquote. It's bare bones, instrument and singing, and then talking about things.
I got super freaking inspired the other day by I'm gonna shout him out because I think he's rad. But this guy, his username is Music is Code. And he is a professional composer, but I found him because he rated me. He's still like, I mean, he's not small, well, he's smaller. He's not partnered yet. But he's got such a slick, clean setup.
Sorry, I'm just had to.
I came in and he was looping Billie Eilish, but I didn't even know it was Billie Eilish as he was setting it up. But the loop was so clean and mellow, and the drums were so good. Like, he's clearly like composer first. And then everything else second. And it came across so clear, but just like the vibe that he created in that loop, I just sat there being like, I like this. And it made me want to get better at my own loops and my own stuff, and really focusing in on like finding those new sounds and finding those new things that I can like add in and stuff. I think, just
as we were talking about before.
Thank you, sir, for inspiring me. I appreciate it very, very much.
Yeah, when you get inspired, it's always so much fun. When you see something, you go, wow. Instead of going, oh, I'll never be able to do that. Going, oh, I could try to emulate a bit of that.
Yeah. And like, I think that's like, I know some people take that the wrong way, that they're like, oh, well, you look at this thing that I do, and then people are like, oh, you've inspired me to be able to do this. It's like, oh, because I'm not that good at it, so you think you can do it too. But it's like, no, like literally the opposite is that watching you do this makes it feel accessible and like...
And something I want to pursue,
Yeah, because you do it so well, it makes me want to do it better too, you know?
I've been practicing picking patterns a lot now with the metronome since that dude came in and...
Oh my God, you're still thinking about that dude.
No,
so
not that
sorry.
dude, but like I've been using metronome and just practicing different picking patterns and trying to use it inside of chord shapes and trying to use different voicings with certain picking patterns. It's been a lot of fun. Guitar is fun again in a sort of new way.
That's really nice.
Sort of like when I got into flat picking. Also, what? Can you do this? Wow.
Yeah, I haven't. I am finding production to be really fun again, which is really nice. I think that's something I'm really excited to do once I'm done the vinyl, is just like play. Like, I want to compose. I want to just like write music for the sake of writing music, like in Ableton with all of these tools and toys and stuff, and you know, stuff that I forgot that I had access to, and go in and really like play and just write music for the sake of writing music, not for the sake of releasing it or doing anything specific with it.
Playing,
just instrumental,
like a kid,
instrumental
playing,
stuff,
having fun. Yeah.
I
can't wait to play with other people. Or just like a duo thing, just having someone play to practice, like to be able to sing If I Needed You in harmonies and have like two guitars.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be nice. Come to Canada.
Yeah. Might move on.
It's pretty great here.
It seems people are friendly, great musicians.
People are friendly.
The amount of Twitch talent that is in Canada as well is incredible.
There's a lot of us.
Isn't Andrew Finch also in Toronto?
No, she's in Montreal.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But still Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Toronto specifically, we have myself, Raim, Melissa Lamb.
Melissa Lamb as well?
Katie, Voices Unmuted.
What? Josh Turk?
Yes?
I think so, or at least close by. I think he's Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I think he's like touring right now. He's been all over the place. And then in Ottawa is Mermaid Unicorn and Danielle Allard. So that's like a 5-hour drive from Toronto. And then Montreal / Quebec is Andy and Julian Bellumer.
Wow.
And there's also Crab Keeks, they don't really stream as much anymore, but they're in Hamilton. I'm definitely missing people. I apologize. Danny the Hamilton. Oops. I guess he's from here also. Alanna Matty, I hear she's pretty cool.
Someone asked me today, someone was new on music Twitch and went, so I'm really liking the vibe. What other streamers can you recommend? And my brain went, I'm Richard, Alanna Matty, there's Greg the Compliments, and Alicia. And I was just like, I think I counted to 15 in the matter of 3 minutes, or just going, wow. And I think I need to make like a list. Mm-hmm. Is there a curated list now with like, these are...
Well, it's almost like your host list. Also, Kendra Laney is another one in Toronto.
Is she also in Toronto?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's just north of Toronto, but she's basically.
Well, we have I am Richard, and we have Malin Nordmark, or Malin, or Molone, as she's also known.
Yeah.
And then we have Omega Drew. Hmm. Yeah. And Missy Socks as well.
Missy Socks. Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah. So that's pretty decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a few others like outside of our proximity. I mean, like Canada's massive, so it's like at a certain point you can't be like, well, we also have Charlie. It's like we do have Charlie, plays guitars, but he's in Halifax, which is like a 2-day drive from me. So
is that too? Wow. Okay, so it's that vast.
Yeah, Canada's massive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canada's massive.
Canada's pretty big, eh?
Hey.
Or like Vancouver, which is like a 3-day drive in the opposite direction.
What did you say?
Vancouver
is
like a 3-day drive in the opposite direction from where Charlie is. From me, anyway.
Okay.
But I'm also down at like the southern tip of Ontario. So I have to drive north and then
west,
east or west, no matter where I'm going, really.
Okay, yeah.
I'm at the bottom tip.
I should bring out a map. This is where Alanna is, and this is...
Yeah, you can just plot all of us across the map. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing people in Canada, and there's a lot of amazing people in Sweden and in the States and stuff.
In Europe, are we hoping for a TwitchCon in Europe next year? Are you coming to Europe?
I think so.
If there's
I'm coming
TwitchCon.
to Europe for sure next year. As long as COVID doesn't shut everything super down, I'm 100% coming to Europe next year, no question. Hopefully there's a TwitchCon, that would be nice. But I'm also kind of planning a little thing.
What? Well,
nothing is confirmed yet, but I might have a little something in the works with Twitch next summer. Maybe.
Looking very secretive.
It was supposed to be this year, but then COVID wasn't over yet, so we're gonna try it for next year. But it's all very up in the air. Kind of like a music thing though, specifically. So yeah, we'll see. I'm just the only reason that I'm hesitant to talk about it is because nothing is confirmed yet, and until things are like actually booked in, I don't really want to like get anything
that sounds reasonable
hyped. So, but yeah, it's ruminating.
Oh,
say that.
I'll tell you, it's ruminating. Yeah,
it's in there, just bouncing around.
Cool.
Anyways, I unfortunately do need to go.
It's already been 1.5 hours.
I know.
Jesus Christ, that flew by.
Even though it feels short. Thank you for chatting with me about all the front page stuff.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you had your chance and we talked about your experiences a whole bunch, and now I've had my go, so I got to talk about mine. We've just traded. That's fine. And I will let you know what happens tonight. We'll see. Thank you. I'm really happy that I got this opportunity. I stream late your time.
6, 7 your time?
No, I don't stream until like 8.
8.
Sorry.
That's 2 in the morning. For me, will be fine. Yeah, I'll math.
Okay.
I need to see it.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm really, really glad that I had the opportunity to do this. I don't think it's sustainable over long periods of time. I think if it's something that they want to continue to do, it's got to be a lot more like, this is the time, this is the dates, and this is the time, and this is when it's going to happen. Because yeah, not knowing is so stressful.
Yeah. Limbo.
Yes. Where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me as Theodor Elfving on every social media and Theodor Elfving on Twitch.
Nice. I'm Alanna Matty. 1 L, 2 N's, 3 A's. Sometimes I'll say when I used to play shows and I would say my name, I would be like, my name is Alanna Matty, 1 L, 2 N's, 2 T's, and a Y.
That's a good little mnemonic.
Yeah. Because it's like you don't have it spelled out when you're playing a live show, right? So I don't know if people are gonna spell it with, like, they spell Alanna wrong all the time anyway. But yeah, that's what I used to say. But I'm that most places. We're gonna set up a links thing.
Yes,
so that we can just have one.
Yes,
one link tree thing.
I will do that. There will be when you hear this episode, you can go to Linktree. Can they search a Linktree? Is that a thing they can do a Linktree? I
don't know. Maybe
we'll see.
We'll figure it out.
There will be something.
Yeah, there'll be something where you can have all the links. Also, moment of shameless self-promotion. The tracks for my vinyl come out on August the 30th, and you can currently pre-save my next single, which comes out on September the 10th. It's called The Beginning, and I am excited about it.
This will be released next Friday?
No, September 10th.
This episode?
Oh. This episode will be released next Friday. Yes.
September
3rd. That's correct.
So you'll have 1 week.
September the 3rd. Yes.
So
from that, you'll have 1 week. A week from today, as you're listening to this. I'm coming to you from the past.
Your mission, if you chose to accept it, is to pre-save.
And if you're listening, now it's funny knowing the dates that these are going to come out. So the vinyl I've already released.
Oh, yeah.
You can still purchase it. The vinyl itself is not like the physical vinyl isn't back ordered, so that will come out early next year. But you can listen to all of the tracks and download them from Bandcamp right now if you pre-order the vinyl.
Alanna also has Patreon.
I also
you should go support her on
This
Patreon.
is just becoming the Alanna talks about all of her shit for 5 minutes at the end. You need to get a Patreon, Theo.
Yeah. But I'm also
only so that I don't feel terrible about promoting myself so much.
Because I'm promoting you, so you don't have to feel terrible. That's why I came in doing your front page going, have you talked about your Patreon yet? Asking for a friend.
You and 330 are conspiring with each other.
Because we want you to succeed and be more successful and fantastic, and the people throw their money at you. Throw your hard-earned money on Alanna Matty. That is all for today.
Thank you
Make Street Horses an elephant thing.
I mean, talking with me. Oh my gosh. Make Street Elephants a horse thing.
I love it.
Make horse elephants a street thing.
Yes, make streets horses.
All right. Oh, thank you so much. Goodbye.